Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this lesson I'm going to show you how to create this fully dynamic sale invoice, and don't have to make any type of entry here. This all is built on the basis of the database that you have already saved in your sale invoice detail, and you goes to the print invoice. The sale invoice is dynamically print. This is my last sale invoice. If I want to search for the previous invoice, just click on the list and I'll show you how to create this fully dynamic list automatically. It will update. This list will be updated automatically as you create new invoices, and it will show you a warning that this is not the last invoice. As you clear this search, press enter and you get the last invoice automatically. So this all is built without a single line of code and without a single macro. So let's see how we can build this sale invoice. So before proceeding into the new lesson, let me tell you that the links to the previous lessons to the sale invoice details, and on the previous lessons will be shared in the more description. So you can watch the previous lessons because all these lessons are related to each other. This is a continuous project. We will build a complete project for your business. It's recommended that you watch the previous lessons also. So in this lesson, I've already designed the sale invoice because designing it and creating it takes a lot of times. To save some time, I've already designed it, but I'm going to walk you through each and every step. I've selected the area from D4 all the way through to L43. This area I've selected. You can remove the fill from here, and I've left the first column blank, the top row as blank, and the last column as blank. So they will work as like a border, like a margin for our invoice. And in the fifth row, I've entered the headings, and I've made them bold, italic, and Times New Roman, and the font is 24, and I've just changed the color to blue. And I've selected this dark blue color. So if you have color printer, you can print color. If you don't have color printer, it will print it in a little bit lighter color. So you can select black or whatever font color you want. In the second row, just in row number 6, I've entered the address. But these cells are not merged. You must remember this thing, because as I write anything here, suppose if I write anything here, I just put a space, it will disappear. So I have not merged these cells. I've just left them blank, so all the heading is displayed. And the second row, same thing. The row number 6, I've entered the address. In the row number 7, I've entered my YouTube channel website, and here in the 8th row I've entered my mobile number. So this is your business header. You get the heading for your business. Whatever you want to enter, you can do. Here for the invoice, here in column J and K, I've just merged these two cells, so this invoice stays in the center, and I've centered it. Just click on merge and center, and it will automatically merge and center. And just below that, I've created the sale. I've written the sale invoice number, and I've right aligned it so it stays to the right, and the heading is bold, and below that is date and the salesman name. So here I want the sale invoice number, and the sale invoice number I'll pull directly from the sale invoice details. Always in my lessons you have seen that I keep the last invoice always here at the top, and it is dynamic. And this is because I wanted to, for the sale invoice, I'll just use this reference to this last invoice. So I'll go to my sale invoice, printing sale invoice, and press equal to sale invoice detail, and select this cell where always the last invoice is displayed, and I'll just press enter. But now I want to format. I want here leading zeros. So to get the leading zeros, I'll have to format this cell. I'll just press Ctrl+1 to go to the format. This is the shortcut key, and from the format I'll select custom. I'll select any format, but I'll type here as I want 2 leading zeros, 0 0, and enter 3 hashes. You see the format's already changed to leading 0. Click OK. So this way we get our invoice number formatted. It is 00506. Even though the number is 506, but it will be formatted. Now on the basis of this sale invoice, I'll get the sale invoice date and the salesman name from the sale invoice here. From here I'll get the sale invoice date and the salesman name. But in this lesson I'm going to mostly use the index and match function, so you can have a good knowledge of index and match function. So to get the date, first I have to match this sale invoice and find where is the row number of this invoice. Previous lesson I've explained in detail how we use index and match, but here also I'll try my best to explain it. In the index formula, I'll just tap index, press tab. Now the first thing it's asked is the array. The array means where is my answer. So my answer is in the sale invoice, and this column, this is my answer. I want the date from this column. So I'll select this range. I'll select a long range 999. Press comma. Now it asks me about the row number, where my row number is. So at the moment here I know 506, and 506 is 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's in the 6th row. So I'll just tap manually 6 and press enter. So you see here I get the date. I'll just have to format it, and I'll go to the custom. I'll select date, and then custom, and I want this is DD-MM-YYY short date. Click OK. So I get the date here. You see 26/8. As I go to my sale invoice, you see I get the date here 26/8. But I want this row number to be dynamic, because every time I cannot search for the row number, I cannot enter the row number manually. So suppose I search for another sale invoice, it should be displayed here dynamically. So to do that, I'll have to match this invoice number in my sale invoices in this column. So I'll just do that here by the side, so then we can copy it. I'll type here equal to match. I'll copy this formula to my index formula. Match the lookup value is this sale invoice number, press comma, and the lookup array is the sale invoices. You see here I want to match the sale invoice number. I select the wrong range, 999, press comma, and I want the exact match, so I'll just click it, or you can type 0, press enter. You see I get the sixth row is the matching for the row number. So I'll just lock this pressing F4, press enter. Now I'll copy this match function from here, the match function, Control C, press escape. I'll go to the date, and instead of row I'll select the row and press Control V. So this way I'll get the row number dynamic. Let me lock the array also by pressing F4, press enter. Now I'll delete this. So this way I get the date dynamically. Now I'll just copy this formula from here, because I'm going to just change the references only. Control C, press escape. Now I want the salesman number. I'll just paste it, Control V. And for the salesman name, I have to just update this array only. Where is the answer? So to update it, I'll go to the sale invoice, and the salesman name is in column Q. So I'll just update this from D to Q. Press enter, and I get the salesman name automatically. So this is very easy. You just have to update the references only. Next is the customer ID. So I'll just copy the same formula of the date from here. Control C, press escape, come and define just Control V. Now column E, I think, is the customer ID. So I'll just update the columns. Press enter. I get the customer ID number 4. On the basis of this customer ID, I have to find the name, paste the formula here, Control V, name, and here column F is the name. Column F is the name. Press enter. So I get the name, and the address is in column G. Control V. I'll update this array only, G, and here also G. Press enter. So this way I get the but the mobile number is not mentioned in the sale invoice. Let's go to a sale invoice. You see there's no mobile number mentioned here, so I have to find the mobile number from the customer list here, from the customer. So I'll again use the match and the index formula, but this time to find the match here instead of mobile number, I'll find first the match is equal to match. Press tab, this customer ID, this is my lookup value, comma, the lookup array is in customer list, from here. Here is the answer, this value. I want the match for customer ID. I'll select long range 999, comma, and 0 for the exact match. Press enter. I get 4. Now I'll wrap this in index formula. Index, press tab. Now my array is in customer list here. Here is the mobile number. I'll select this and select a long range 999, press comma, and press enter. This way I get the mobile number. But you see, when I get the mobile number, the format is totally changed. So I have to again format it so that I'll get the exact format like here, like this, as the mobile numbers are. So what I'll do, I'll just wrap this formula in the text formula. The text will return the format I want. I'll just type text, press tab, and here this is the value that I want to format, and comma. What the format is, I'll type double quote. The format I want is a leading 0 first. The leading 0, then I want 3 numbers, that is I'll just type hash 1 2 3, 3 numbers, then put a dash, and then 7 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and double quote and close the formula. This way I get the exact format of a mobile number. But before that I want the heading, that is a mobile. I'll just type mobile number with double quotes, mobile, and double quote and sign, press enter. I get this mobile number here, and this is the delivery address. So if you have a different column for delivery address, with the help of index and match you can find that, but I don't have a separate delivery number, so I've just linked this cell with this. You see, I just linked it equal to this cell, press enter, and the same with this equal to linked with this cell. So whatever I type here, because I have the same, the delivery address and all are the same. Now I'll just format this cell dark, a little bit gray color, and I'll format this, highlight this also with gray color, and I'll change the heading also here to the same gray color. Now what I want is, I want my serial numbers to appear here. What I'll do is, I'll just type 1 here and select all this range, go to fill, series, and step value number 1, click OK. I'll get till 17. I'll automatically get this 17 here. Let me just remove this so you don't get confused, because I'm going to build this later on. Now I want the formulas here. So the quantity is 2, for example the price is 200. I want here to appear, to be calculated, the quantity multiplied by the price, press enter, I get 400. I'll change the color of every second row, so to give it a nice look, if you want to save your printer color, hold the control key and you can select the every second row here, and if you want to save the cartridge or your printer ink, then just keep it simple in white color. I'll select all these columns and give them a light gray color. This light gray color, just a differentiation between the both of them. Now I'll change, what I want is that this serial number should appear only if I enter product ID. Suppose when I have product ID number 5, then this one should appear, else it should not, it should be hidden. And to do that, I'll just change, first I'll change all of them to white color. Let me change them to white completely, and I'll change these cells to the same gray color, so they do not appear. They are still there, but they will not appear. I'll change them to the light gray color. Now they don't appear there. Now as I type this 05, there one should appear here. To do that, I'll use a conditional formatting. I'll select this all range and go to conditional formatting, new rules, and from here I'll use a formula equal to this cell. Now I'll remove the $sign from 16 because I don't want to lock the row, I just want to lock the column, is not equal to blank, double quotes, then double quote format. Then I want the color, font color, to be black. Click OK, OK, and you see it changes to black color. As I type here 6, it will change. And here also I have the leading zeros. I formatted it, so I'll show you how to format that. I'll just remove the, just go to press Ctrl 1, and here I have entered these leading 2 zeros so that it is differentiated from the other. Just type, you can, if you want to enter 4, you can enter another 0. If you want to keep it as 3, it is. So with this help of this custom format, I have entered here the leading zeros. Now let's enter some formulas here also. Select this range, hold the control key, press enter. This way I'll get the formula in all of the cells dynamically. Let's check it. You see it's dynamic. And even if I type here something 2 and 500, you see the formula is working perfect. Now I want here is, next is the subtotal. To get the subtotal, I'll use a shortcut key, Alt equal to. So this way I get the sum of this range. Press enter, I get the sum. The discount I'll pull from the invoice, but at the moment I'll just enter invoice manually 10. Suppose the discount is, so the amount less after discount is equal to 400 minus 10. Press enter. This way I get 390. Let me color this with the same dark color and change it to bold. This amount to bold also. And the tax rate is 5%, for example. So let me change the format to tax percentage. Type again 5, and the taxable amount is equal to this amount multiplied by the tax. Press enter. This way I get the taxable amount. Let me delete this. And the balance due, let me format this also with the same gray color, and the balance due is equal to 400 plus the tax amount. This way I get 420, and here in these columns I have merged this 3 rows up to here to get the amount in words, and this is through VBA, and here I have merged it to give them some message to come again or thank you for your business. Here in this row I have left this row blank, and the second row I have entered terms and conditions, and here you can write your terms and condition whatever you want for your sale invoice. The next step is how to get all these items, the items that have been sold to 506. Let's go back to your sale invoice detail. We can see here 506. I have two items here in the preview. You can see I have two items, 4 and 1. This mouse and hard disk. So how can I get these sale invoices dynamically? And to get the sale invoices dynamically, first what I have to do is I have to create a unique ID, because index and match or VLOOKUP, they always need a unique ID to find it. And how to create a unique ID? Previously in the DMC detail master certificate here, I've showed you how to create a unique ID with the help of, let me remove the grid lines from here, how to use the unique ID here in the marks. You see here I've created a unique ID, so you can also watch it there how to create a unique ID to get a good idea of it. But here in the sale invoice details, I've created a unique ID with the help of the invoice number and the serial number. Here you can see, let me delete this. So how to create and the ways, the invoice number is unique and the serial number in the same invoice is unique. You cannot repeat 11 like 501. You cannot repeat in the same invoice 112 twice or 22 twice. It will be a unique number. Like for here from 1 to 17, we have this unique numbers from 1 to 17. So I can create a unique ID here. I've written here, you see, product unique ID. The short form is now equal to, I'll concatenate this invoice number type and with the serial number. Press enter. So this way I get the unique ID. You see 501, 5011, 5012, 5013 like this. And the same unique ID, let me fill this here also. And the same unique ID will be created here in the sale invoice. For that I'll use a helper column. And all the time you have to use, many times you have to use the helper column, and then I'll hide it. I'll just change the font color same to the background, and it will be hidden. It will not be visible. So how I'm going to create the unique ID? The same way I'm going to use equal to, I'll just select this invoice number and the serial number. Press enter. So what I get is 506, but I have to fix the invoice number. So as I drag the formula, so the invoice number does not change. I'll press F4 to fix it. Press enter. Now I'll just fill the formula till 17. I get 17 here. You see 506, 17, 5061, 502. So this is the unique number. Now with the help of this unique number, I can find all the data related to the detailed invoice. So let's do that. I'm going to use the same index and match formula. So to use that, first I have to find is this unique ID, match of this unique ID in the sale invoice detail. I'll use the match function first. Match, press tab, this value, comma, and the lookup array is in the sale invoice detail. Here you see I have this array here. Here I want to find the match. I'll select a long range 999, comma, and I want exact match. I'll enter 0, press enter. So I get number 13. It is in row number 13. Now I'll wrap this match in the index. The array is, my answer is the value that I want. The code is in sale invoice detail, and here is the product code. The item code is here. So I'll select this range 999 long range, comma, press enter. You see, so I get 04. The first item is 04. Let's fill the formula, but before the fill I'll lock the ranges. Press F4 and I'll lock this lookup array also. Press F4 and press enter. But I'm not going to drag the formula, because if I drag the formula it will change the format that I've applied in this different row. So I'll just select this range and click here, hold the control key, press enter. This way my formula is filled up. But you see I get this NA. To remove the NA, I'll just wrap this formula in if error. If error, press tab. Now if this value is returning an error, that is an NA or whatever the error is, comma, then return a blank value. Just press in, hold the control, press enter. This way I'll get, you see. Now let me fill the formula again. Click here, hold the control key, press enter, and now I get a blank spaces. So the error is gone. Now I'll copy the same formula for description, a unit of measurement, quantity, and the price. Let me copy this formula from here, control C, press escape, and go to description, control V. Now instead of E6 I want is G is the name. We will confirm it also. G, hold, just enter, and I see I get the name, the description here. Let's go to sale invoice detail, and the description is in column G, and HIJ is the price, and the quantity and unit of measurement. So we'll go to sale invoice again. Let me fill this formula. Select this range, click in the formula bar, hold the control key, press enter, and the formula gets updated. Let me copy this formula again so I'll know the control C, the column name easily. I'll select this range, control V, and instead of G, now I want the H, column H. Hold the control key, press enter. This way I get the unit of measurement. Now let's update the quantity also. I'll copy this formula from here, control C, press escape, and paste it here, control V. As I press enter, you see I get a, let me update this to, let me update the columns G, I, and here also I. Press enter. I get 5. But if there is no match, if I let me fill this formula so you can see the error that you will get if I enter a blank. I'll just click the formula bar, hold the control key, press enter. You see I get a value error. Why do I get a value error? Because when you return a blank space, blank multiplied by any price will give me a value error. So here instead of blank space I'll return 0. You see here instead of returning a blank space I'll return 0, and just press enter. I'll update the formula also, all of them, so I'll not get error the next time. Hold control key, press enter. You see, and this is now there is no value error because 0 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. But if there is a blank space, then blank space multiplied by 0 will give me a value error. So avoid that error. You have to in the quantity and in the price you must return a 0 instead of blank. Now let's copy this same formula from here, control C, press escape, and I'll select this range for the price and just paste the formula, control V, and instead of column I want column J. Hold the control key, press enter. This way I get the prices. Let's check our prices. The quantity, the optical mouse, the quantity is 5 and the price is 200. Let's go to our sale invoice detail. You see here optical mouse 506, ID is 4, optical mouse quantity is 5, and the price is 220. You see 220, this is the total. The same way we are getting for this. So this way we are getting our list dynamic. Now any changes that I make here in the sale invoice will be reflected here. I write here another item 506, press tab, and the item ID is 7. For example, it's RAM 122 GB, quantity is 1, the price is 2200, and the sale price is 2000, cost price is 2000, and you see it is automatically reflected here also, and you can see it in the sale invoice. You see it is automatically updated, and it is updated because of this unique ID that we have, and all this is updated automatically. Here you get the name. I'll just hide this by changing the font color. I change the font color same to the background color. You see now they are not visible. They are there but they are not visible. The next is to find the discount, how much discount was made in the sale invoice. So this discount is in sale invoice, not in sale invoice detail. So I'll just copy this formula from here, control C, press escape, and paste it here in the discount, and I'll just update the columns, the reference, press enter. The discount is in sale invoice column I. So we'll go back to the and update the discount column I. Press enter. So there's no discount, zero discount. I'll just change the format to add decimals and 0 discount there. Let me update the formula and see whether it's reflected or not. 506, let me give him 20 discount. Go to sale invoice, and you see it's reflected here, so it's working perfect. Now is the to find the tax, how much tax was applied. Control C, press escape, and here I'll paste the formula, control V, and press enter, and update the tax rate to column K. Press enter. This way I get the 5%. So now formula, everything is working perfect. Let's update the search option now. Here I've created a cell for the search, and I'll create a drop down list of all the invoices that has been issued. And to do that I'll use the offset formula to create a dynamic drop down list that will be updated automatically. So let's do that. I'll use offset formula, and in the sale invoice I've completely explained the offset function, so you can watch there also how it works. Here I'm going to type equal to offset, press tab. The reference is my sale invoices. So I'll go to the sale invoices and I'll start from here, comma, and the rows is I want to move one row below, comma, and columns is the same, and the height is the number of sale invoices present here. So I'll just use the count formula, count A, that will return the count of the sale invoices. I'll select this long range 999 and just press enter. You see, I get 502. You see, here it returns all the values. When I press F9 and it will show you all the values is returned, but Excel cannot show you all the values in a single cell, so it will show you only one value. Now I'll just press escape and let me fix these values, F4, and fix this value also, F4. Press enter. I'll copy this formula from here, Control C, escape, and I'll go to data validation. I'll select list from here and I'll just paste the formula, Control V. That's it. And I want, and whenever someone selects this, I want to show an invoice input message also. Invoice list, the title, and the input message should be select an invoice from the list and click OK. See, so whenever I select this, it will show me this message. Now I have to update it. Whenever I make any change here, I want the same invoice to appear here. I'll use the if formula. If, press tab, this cell is not equal to blank, double quote, comma, then it should return the same cell, the same value. Otherwise, it should return the value that is available in the sale invoice detail. Press enter and you see now it returns 503. As I change it to 504, it will return 504. As I remove it, so this way, this is my last invoice, but there should be some warning also. So by mistake, you don't keep printing the same invoice again and again. There should be some warning to show that this is not the last invoice, this is a searched invoice. And to do that, I'll create a warning here. I have merged this cell and I've set its property to wrap text, so the message appears in this cell. First I'll find is the last invoice that has been issued is equal to, I'll use the max formula, press tab, I'll go to sale invoice, and from here I'll select this range, which is the invoice number, and I'll select long range 999, press enter. I get the last invoice is 506. So if this maximum is not equal to this, then it should display a message. That means it's a search message. I'll use the if formula for that. If, press tab, this maximum invoice number is not equal to this number, this, so display a message. The message should be, this is not the last invoice. Clear the search box and search in sale invoice INV details, else it should return blank. Press enter. As I make a search, it will display the message, but I want it to be underlined and give it some conditional formatting so the background color is white. I'll create new rules using formula, click here, equal to, if this cell is not equal to blank, double quote, format, and just fill the background with white color. Click OK, OK, and you see it changes. As I remove the search from here, it is changed. As I go to sale invoice detail and I search any invoice here, 503 for example, press enter and go back to print sale invoice, you see it will show me that this is not the last invoice. So by mistake, I will not keep on printing the same invoice again and again. Now my invoice is ready to be printed. As I press Ctrl P to print the invoice, I get the whole page printed. I don't want this. I want just exactly the invoice to be printed. And to do that, I'll go to the home page. I'll select this area where I have the invoice, and I'll go to page layout, print area, set print area. So this will set up the print area for me. Now as I press Ctrl P, you see only the invoice appears and it will be printed directly. I want to center my invoice. I'll go to page setup, and from here margins, I'll select, I've already selected it, select horizontally. If you don't select horizontally, and select vertically. So if you select both of them, click OK. So you see the invoice comes in the center from horizontal and vertically, but I want just to center it horizontally. So I'll go to the margin and remove vertically, click OK, and you see the invoice is ready to be printed. So this way you set up the print area for the print. Whenever now print, Ctrl P, and it will directly print the invoice for me, and only the invoice will be selected. Now the last thing that remains is that in the previous lesson I told you that we get a preview here. You see, this is a preview. So how to get this preview? This is an image. I'll just delete this image first, so to show you how you can create the image again, I'll just press delete. And in the previous lessons, when we created this dashboard, I told you to add a camera to your quick access bar. So if you haven't added it and you are new to the challenge, so I'll just go back to the sale invoice, click anywhere in the ribbon and click select customize this ribbon, and from here select all commands and scroll down to the camera. Here you see you'll get it is a camera. Add this to the toolbar ribbon and click OK. So you will get the camera here. I've already added it, so I don't need to add. I'll just click the camera, just click on anywhere in the cell. So I'll get this image. Now to link this image to my sale invoice, I'll go to the print sale invoice. I'll select this area and I'll define this area as an invoice. I'll select this area and go to the name box and write here INV, that is for invoice. Press enter, and this is now the name of this range. And you can go to formulas, and there in the name manager you can see the range has been created. If I click there, you see the dancing ants. It shows me that this is the area that I've created, and I've named it as invoice. Close this window and I'll go back to the sale invoice detail. I'll select the image, and here in the formula bar I'll just write equal to INV, and you see here I directly get the name. Just press tab and press enter. I get this image is now directly linked to the sale invoice. Let me resize it so you can see. This way you can preview any data that you want in your Excel file. Let me reduce the height. That's it. Now you see you can easily view. Let me increase the width. You can easily preview the invoice here. As I search for another invoice 503, press enter, and that invoice is displayed here directly. You see the invoice number is 503 and all the details are displayed here because this invoice is directly linked to this preview image is directly linked to this invoice. So hope you like the video, and don't forget to share and subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.